Hey y'all, it is Ruby Jones, your favorite dental diva, here to do a video about stocking your rooms for the most part, and of course that ties into just being organized, okay? As you guys know, I have a very long history as a chairside assistant, so therefore, there's a lot of things I had to learn along the way, and that is why I created this station, this channel, and these videos to share with you in hopes that you are able to avoid some of the mistakes and hiccups along. I don't look at it as mistakes because I always take away a lesson. At some point, there's a lesson to be made in all of our mistakes, okay? So I say mistakes, but I mean that very lightly. We always have to give ourselves grace. We always have to learn from the things that didn't go too smoothly. Mistakes, okay? And so and so I just want to share my experiences with you so that again you can avoid it and you are able to just kind of get to the level that I was able to get to and beyond, okay, and beyond, without all of the things that I encountered, okay, even though it made me better, even though it built my endurance, etc., okay. But let me tell you, as an assistant, organization is key, and it's something that I had to surely learn, okay? So we would be in the middle of treatment, and in the patient's mouth, the cotton rolls might be extremely soaked with their whatever, saliva, blood, old amalgam that's being removed, and the doctor is looking at me like, and I know, like, okay, we need to switch these cotton rolls out. Okay, they're dark, they're black. You know, we've sucked it up with the HVE enough, and it's just not working. Like, we need some clean new cotton rolls. So, for one, when I look on the counter, guess what? I did not put out extra cotton rolls. And I'm like, okay, I should have had just a few spare, at least in my reach, but no worries. I'll quickly, as quick as I could, take my gloves off and open the drawer, because you should not be going into the drawers with dirty gloves, dirty hands, no bueno, not good, okay? So don't do that. So I took off my gloves, opened the drawer, and guess what I didn't do? I failed to stock my room with cotton rolls, all right? And so my heart dropped directly to my feet, and I felt like crap. Okay, I felt so bad because we needed the cotton rolls, and I did not just have them on my tray or in hand's reach. I didn't have them in my drawer either. That is absolutely unacceptable. Okay, a great assistant, which is what you are, what you will be, what you'll grow to be, is always prepared. You're always prepared. You're always anticipating the what ifs. What if I need this? What if I need that? What if this turns surgical? What if? You always want to be on your P's and Q's and just ahead of the game, okay? So that didn't just happen to me once. It happened to me a few times and with a few different things, okay? Unfortunately, even the 2x2, the gauze. We need some extra gauze. I look up, there's no gauze on my counter. I pull the drawer open, and there's no gauze in the drawer at all either. Okay, that is not good, like I said. And so, again, it happened to me more than once, but at a certain point, I had to look myself in the mirror, hold myself accountable. And from there, I have always made sure that my room was stocked, okay, in between. And the thing is, at the time, I had no excuse. There is ample time throughout the day. When you get there in the morning, make sure your room is stocked. In between your patients, maybe your patient is a little bit late, which isn't a good thing, but maybe they're tardy, or maybe you guys finish up with the treatment 10-15 minutes earlier than the next patient coming in. You have time then in between your patients to check for checking your drawers to see and make sure all your dry goods is stocked. And I'm talking about all of your suctions, all of your cotton rolls, all of your 2x2 gauze, your flowable syringes and composite everything. Okay, so you have time to make sure in between patients that your room is stocked. You have time before lunch. You have time when you return from lunch. You have time in between patients in the afternoon. You have time before you clock out at the end of the day. And so, mind you, this is not a process that should take you 15, 30, an hour. Okay, if you're doing it all throughout the day, this is something that should take us a minute or two, if that. All right, and so that's the thing. You want to take care and get ahead of things throughout the day in between your patients so that you are not spending all of this excess time before lunch at the end of the day, because the truth is we're hungry. We're ready for lunch. You don't want that to cut into your lunchtime. Right? We're ready to go home. We're ready to see our family. You don't want that to cut into the end of the day. And so if you're just taking the time out quickly throughout the day to make sure that you have what you need, make sure your gloves are stocked, right? Make sure all of your file for your root, everything is stocked, everything is good, everything is, you've moving your sterilization along all throughout the day, you will be completely fine and you will avoid the moments like I had. Right? For one, you personally, you feel bad. Two, your doctor is looking at you crazy and disappointed, and if they're not in the not the best mood, they might say something to you, which is fair. You can't get offended because they're disappointed that you are not prepared. That's your job. That's your job. You're getting paid to keep the room stocked, of course, with all of these other things, but it's a part of your duties. And so you can't get offended because you're not ready and because they're making you aware that you're not ready, and so it affects so many things. And of course, if it's something that the cotton rolls is just an example of something random, it really happened. But what if it's something that you really needed right then, right? Like it was a necessary material or tool for that current treatment. So you have to literally stop the suction, stop the handpiece, deglove, walk down the hall, get what you need, find what you need to be able to get it, come back, put your gloves back on, and you now cut into the treatment time. And so now your appointment that should have been 30 minutes is now 35, 40 minutes. So you are rushing to flip your room over for the next patient, and it just creates chaos, okay? And so your takeaway for this video is keep your room stocked. You really have no excuse to not have a stocked room at all times. At all times, your room should be stocked. It's going to make a smoother workday. It's going to make you a better assistant. It's going to make you and your doctor's relationship a whole lot better, a whole lot healthier. I promise you this. I wouldn't lie to you. I would not lie to you at all. All right. So please be that assistant who has her or his room stocked. Peace.